Hello everyone, and welcome to my review for episode 1 of Bleach, the Thousand-Year Blood War. That's a very weird thing to say. About 10 years after the original anime stopped airing, Bleach is back, finally animating the final arc of the manga. Needless to say, a lot of people have been very, very excited for this, me included, but I doubt my excitement compares to the excitement of other people who were reading the manga when it came out and have been waiting for like 10 years for this anime to start up again. So I imagine those people are even happier with this than I am. Needless to say, I quite enjoyed the episode. There's my review. If that was what you wanted to get, I guess you can close out the video now. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Any concerns that I could have conceivably had about it, I don't have anymore. I don't really think I had much of any, honestly. I know some people were kind of worried because the first trailer is basically just all stills, but like, pretty sure that's because most of like the big animation stuff wasn't ready to be shown off yet. Pre-rendered stuff for like a first trailer is pretty standard. The production quality of this anime is kind of ridiculous. It's very good. It looks phenomenal. Everything about it just looks great. The animation's wonderful. They have made like a few changes with some things. Obviously, the art style has changed a little bit. For starters, everything looks quite a bit darker, but I'm pretty sure that's just kind of matching the mood of the arc. It's a pretty dark story. Some of the animation styles have changed a bit. They're clearly using a lot more CG stuff for effects, which is to be expected because that stuff has become a lot more popular and advanced since the original anime aired. I know that there are some people, and that there will be some people, that complain about the CGI for the hollows that appear in this episode. To that I say, one, as far as CG goes, it's fine. It's not the best I've ever seen, it's not the worst, but, it looks good enough. And also, I'm pretty sure they're, just doing that for the hollows thus far, as far as I can tell. And, some manga spoilers, because I am a manga reader. Hollows barely appear during this arc. You had this first episode, yeah, basically almost all of the hollow appearances in the entirety of Thousand-Year Blood War, so I'm not really that concerned about them using CGI for something that's just gonna show up once. The animation of everything else was pretty phenomenal. I really, really like the change for Ichigo's Bankai Getsuga Tensho. Originally, it was black and red, now it's black and white. And when it hits something really hard, it does a fucking colored version. It looks amazing. It looks really, really good. The effects for the Quincy arrows, all of their stuff looks tremendous. I really like the way it stands kind of in contrast to everything else, looking really bright and jarring in a way that's good. I really like it. I think it's phenomenal. Let's see what else. The music. Shiro Sagasu's back at work. I don't really need to say much about that. The new remix for number 1, you've already heard it. It's phenomenal. It's really, really good. It slaps so hard. Number 1 has been updated for the modern age. It's phenomenal. There are a couple new tracks. There were at least 2 that I noticed seemed to be new tracks. There was one towards the start of the episode when you have the 2 random Shinigami who will never be important, kind of setting the creepy mood for the scene. I thought that was really good. And then I think the other one was when the Quincy's showed up in Yamamoto's office and Ichigo was fighting that one random jobber guy. Pretty sure the OST that was playing then was phenomenal. It was so good. I can't wait until we get the official soundtrack released for this. Obviously, we are going to be getting some new classic themes, stuff that's probably going to stand amongst shit like Treachery, Number 1, Stand Up, Be Strong, Come at the Hour, all that kind of stuff. The voice acting was great. I've only seen the episode with the original Japanese dub so far, so I don't know how good the English dub's going to be. I've seen that they pretty much got the entire original dub cast coming back, and I actually preferred the English dub. That was what I watched Bleach with from the half of the series that I watched before switching over to the manga. So, presumably those guys are still going to do a great job. But the Japanese cast also did a phenomenal job. Pretty much all of the returning characters have the same VAs. The new characters that show up, mostly Quincy showing up, they have great VAs. The most notable thing to talk about in regards to them is that Yamamoto has a new VA because his original VA passed away back in 2014. I think this new one does a great job. Can't really tell much of a difference. His line deliveries were great. They had no problems with them. We get the great legendary Yamamoto, so, I am here. There can be no greater security than that. It's great. It's fantastic. And there's going to be quite a bit of Yamamoto stuff in this first core, so I'm greatly looking forward to this guy kind of going off when it comes to those scenes. Should be great. Last thing I should probably talk about is the pacing for the episode. It was great. It was fantastic. They cut out a lot of the stuff from the first chapter that just no one cares about. It's just never relevant, ever, which is great. That saved up on a lot of time. I think they covered the first 3 or 4 chapters in total. The purpose of the episode was basically just to establish the Quincy are coming back, and they're declaring war on Soul Society. That was the purpose of the first episode. And then we end off with the reveal of Yuo. I know there were some people, not very many, there were some that were concerned about the 206 chapters being adapted in 4 cores. So anywhere between, 48 and 52 episodes. Somewhere in that range. I think that's not a problem at all. Especially because a lot of this war arc is just fighting. We can just have really good pacing. We can have fast pacing. It won't feel like anything's really getting dragged on for too long. I know Kubo is going to be adding some stuff to this because, there were some things that definitely should have been addressed in the manga that were just kind of not gone over. Things that weren't really tied up that well. Plot points that didn't really get fleshed out much. Those things are going to be added, but considering the fact that the manga is essentially completed, we're starting up the Hellverse stuff, but that aside, the main manga, the original manga, is over. So we don't have to worry about seasonal breaks, we don't have to worry about taking time for more manga chapters to come out. We have the complete picture of everything, so they've probably spent probably one of the first parts of the 5 years of production leading up to this was figuring out how they were going to pace everything out, and then maybe figuring out where they were going to add stuff. I can pretty clearly imagine how the story of the 1,000 Year Blood War is going to be divided up into the 4 cores. I can see it fairly well. This first core is going to be First Invasion. Second core is going to be stuff that happens in between that. Second Invasion. Third core, obviously Second Invasion. And then the 4th core will be, the final part of the arc. So that should work out pretty well in my opinion. So yeah, that was pretty much all I have to say about the episode. I thought it was really good. Everyone I watched it with thought it was really good. People that I didn't watch it with, who had already seen it, who had seen it since, have all said it was pretty good. So I imagine you guys will think it's pretty good as well. Assuming that you haven't already watched it when you're here, which you probably should be, I imagine you thought it was pretty good as well. So, needless to say, I'm very excited to be watching Bleach every week. And I plan on doing reviews pretty much every week, you know. We'll see how well these do. These reviews are kind of, they're not like a super high priority thing. It's just more so, hey, what did I think of the new Bleach episode? If I don't think much about one, probably won't do a review, but, you know, if they keep up this kind of quality, especially for some of the more hard-hitting moments, we'll be getting these pretty regularly. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. Though, if you guys are interested in seeing my initial reaction to the episode, I'm going to be putting that up on the Patreon for the $5 tier, and I'll probably be doing that every week. We'll see if we're doing group reactions. I think we're going to be trying to, like, get together and do a group watch of the episodes. So, yeah. If you're interested in that, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description. But, yeah, that's all for the review. If you enjoy discussing Bleach with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I highly suggest check out my Discord server. I have a link to that down in the description. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future Bleach uploads. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around. Take care.